worst remix I've ever heard.
Hello, everybody, and welcome into Erie Idol 2021. All right, so glad you could join us here. Before we get started, we have a couple of housekeeping notes and some people to introduce and some things to get us rolling. First of all, if you are in the auditorium, we need you to be wearing a mask at all times. You might also notice that there are some performers on stage that won't be wearing a mask. They do have a mask exemption, so don't freak out there. There's no food or drink in the auditorium. Also, silence your cell phones now. This is a competition, and we would hate to have a contestant interrupted by a ringing cell phone. So we will be voting for our top 5 here tonight. We will have a final 5 in a couple weeks, so keep that in mind as you see the performers come up, and it should be a fun night here tonight at Erie Idol 2021. Let's meet our judges for tonight, or our Dean's List, if you will, starting with our brand new Dean, Mr. Matt Romig.
Do I have to sing that?
Did you really believe you would become
I would.
American Idol?
And our other lovely Dean, you know him, Mr. Paul Stasina. We're so happy they could join us here tonight.
If you want to pursue a career,
But let's be honest, the real reason we're here is not for me, it's not for them, it's for our 10 contestants, and let's meet them now. Grace Roberry. Gray Kovac. Cass Rabiar. Lucas Lee. Brooke Peterson. Angie Torres. Tia Tempero.
want to hear that song again. I cannot stand
Allie Toothaker. Avery Peckney. And last but not least, Caroline Chudley. All right, these are all 10 of our contestants here tonight. Get a good look at them. They will be performing in this order. Contestants, at this time, you may exit the stage. Except you, Grace, we'll keep you right here. Well, Grace, we meet again. Third time at Erie Idol. Does this time feel any different in the preparation and getting ready for this for you?
Not really. Feels the same.
So the last 2 times, not only did you make it to the top 5, but you made it to the final 2, both times. Was it harder being the runner-up the first time or the second time?
Probably the second time.
But you realize how amazing being top 2 not once, but twice is, right?
Yeah.
Heck yeah. All right, so tonight you're going to start us off with a Rihanna song. What went into that decision?
I just really liked this song, and it was something that I could play on the piano, so that's why I picked it.
All right, Tickling the Ivories playing Stay by Rihanna. It's Grace Roberry.
was a fever, a cold sweat, hot-headed believer. I threw my hands in the air, saying, show me something. He said, if you dare, come a little closer. Round and around and around and around we go. Oh, now tell me now, tell me now, tell me now you know. Not really sure how to feel about it. Something in the way you move makes me feel like I can't live without you. Yeah, it takes me all the way. I want you to stay. It's not much of a life you're living. It's not just something you take, it's given. Round and around and around and around we go. Oh, now tell me now, tell me now, tell me now you know. Not really sure how to feel about it. Something in the way you move makes me feel like I can't live without you. Yeah, it takes me all the way. I want you to stay. Ooh, the reason I hold on. Ooh, 'cause I need this hole gone. Funny, you're the broken one, but I'm the only one who needed saving. 'Cause when you never see the light, it's hard to know which one of us is caving. Not really sure how to feel about it. Something in the way you move makes me feel like I can't live without you. Yeah, it takes me all the way. I want you to stay. Stay. I want you to stay.
Grace Roberry, everybody. All right, let's hear from our judges. We'll start with Mr. Stasina.
Hi, Grace. How are you? Great. That sounded amazing. You know, I recall your last couple of performances here. I got to listen to them up there. But I got to pay a lot more attention this time to your voice, which was nice. I love how your accompaniment, by playing your own accompaniment, it wasn't a distraction. Sometimes people like to have an instrument up there so you can show off a little bit more talent, but sometimes it takes away from the performance, but yours was flawless, and so that was really nice. It really added to the whole performance. I would like to see next time if we could, I don't know if you're going to do another song on the piano or not, but we should turn around, because it'd be great to have you able to connect with the audience a little bit more. And that would be very difficult the way we have it set up right now. So I know that's not your thing, but something to keep in mind for us for next time. I liked that you had that singer-songwriter style on a Rihanna song, which is cool, but it wasn't overwhelming to it. Like sometimes that style of singing makes me roll my eyes, but it didn't. And then you were still willing to just belt it out at the end. So that really shows your range. I just was really impressed, as always, with you.
Thank you.
Hey, hey, how's it going?
Good.
Did you have fun?
Yeah.
I think we can all agree that we had a lot of fun listening to you. You were fantastic. Some technical things. You have really lovely tonal color, and I love how you mixed your chest voice. You have a really lovely mixed voice in the middle portion, and you use a lot of vocal turns very effectively. Some things that are even different than what Rihanna was doing on the original track, and your head voice is really exceptional. So I really enjoyed that. I think when you're accessing all your notes, it sounds really effortless, like there's no tension. It sounds really beautiful. Your piano playing is really lovely. The one thing I agree, I don't think the piano turning is that's just how it was set up. If we could turn it, it would definitely, I think, help for your audience. And the only thing I would say is you played it perfectly, so just memorize it.
Yeah.
Get rid of the music. If you could put that top portion down and just connect a little bit more with us, but it was beautiful. Great job.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, judges. First of all, our two judges, both deans, we probably have the two most musical deans in the district. Their feedback was pretty good. Kind of your reflections on that.
Just, I don't know, probably connecting more with the audience, and I would try to memorize my piece so I can do that during my song.
This was your 7th Erie Idol song performed on this stage. How do you keep choosing songs, and do you already kind of have one in mind if you make it to next round?
I don't know. I just look for songs that I can play on the piano. But yeah, I don't have any ideas for what I would do next.
All right, we'll give it up one more time for Grace Roberry. All right, let's welcome to the stage Gray Kovac. All right, Gray, well, welcome in. First of all, you're bringing the guitar out here. How long have you been playing guitar, and what got you into that?
I was in a guitar class first semester of freshman year, and then I stopped, and then I got this thing, I think, 3 weeks ago, or longer than that, so not so long.
Now, you've been performing for a long time, but you mentioned early on you were dressed up as an elephant, and then something happened.
It was in preschool or kindergarten. We were doing this play thing, and everyone had to dress up as an animal, and I was an elephant, and I tripped out walking onto stage.
That's awesome. You chose a Bon Iver song. What kind of went into the song choice?
It's a really pretty song, and I've liked it for a really long time, and I know that my mom really likes it, and it has a really powerful message that I love, so.
All right, performing Skinny Love by Bon Iver, it's Gray Kovac.
Come on, skinny love, just last the year. Pour
a little salt, we were never here. My, staring at the sink of blood and crushed veneer. I turned my life to wreck it all. I turned my life to wreck it all. And caught on all the ropes and let me fall. My. Right in this moment, this order's tall. And I told you to be patient, I told you to be fine, I told you to be balanced, and I told you to be kind. And in the morning I'll be with you, but it'll be a different kind. I'll be holding all the tickets, and you'll be owning all the fines. Come on, skinny love, what happened here? Suckle on the hope in a light brass ear. My. Selling lotus fall so slow on the split. And I told you to be patient, and I told you to be fine. I told you to be balanced, and I told you to be kind. Now all your love is wasted, then who the hell was I? And I'm breaking at the bridges at the end of all your lies. Who will love you? Who will find? Who will fall far behind? Come on, skinny love. My.
Gray Kovac. All right, Gray, why don't you grab that mic for us? And we'll go ahead and get our feedback first from Mr. Romig.
No way. You learned to play 3 weeks. That's amazing. You are incredibly brave. I would never have the guts to play guitar on stage 3 weeks after I picked it up. So bravo to you. Holy crap, you have a wonderful voice. You have a really lovely low register, and I love the natural vibrato that you bring in at the end of your phrases. It's fantastic. So really, really great job, and you emote beautifully. And for 3 weeks on the guitar, that's great job.
That was great. So how did it feel for you?
Scary.
Yeah. So I could see your nerves at first, and I just wanted to remind you that people's number one fear in the universe is public speaking. And what you just did was about 1,000 times more difficult than public speaking. And you did great. You had a lot of composure. So let's hear it real quick, everybody, just for the fact that, as a teenager, you'd be willing to come up and just put it all out there like that. That's great. What I'll tell you is that once you got those nerves out of the way, there was like a part where I could tell that you just decided it was okay. Nerves or not, you were just going to perform. And you reached in and grabbed your voice outside of yourself, and it really came through big. And so if you can get past those initial nerves and just let that shine from, note number one, wow, what a performance. So congratulations, that was excellent.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, judges. Well, we'll stay right here for just a second, Gray. Oh, okay, all right, we'll see you later, Gray. Our next contestant is Tass Rabiar. All right, Tass, welcome to the stage. So you're a junior.
I am.
We've had Erie Idol 2 years.
Right.
This is your first time you tried out.
Yeah.
What kind of clicked the switch for you this year?
I kind of just struggled with self-confidence throughout my whole life. But recently I don't know, it grew out of somewhere. I don't know where, but I have it now, and now I'm really confident in my singing, the way I look, the way I act, and I just put that towards my song.
That's awesome. And speaking of kind of putting it toward your song, you decided to go with the Taylor Swift song, but not a normal Taylor Swift song. You actually took a different version of it that's a minor version. Yeah. What kind of went into the song choice there?
Yeah, so the original song is in the major key, and the song I chose is in the minor key, and it's so dramatic, and it just grabs your attention, or at least for me, and I really connect with the piece, and it sounds good.
All right, performing Sarah Cothran's version of Love Story by Taylor Swift, it's Tass Rabiar.
All right, it's going to be awkward for a second. Okay. Oh my goodness. We were both young when I first saw you. I closed my eyes. We were both, oh my goodness. We were both young when I first saw you. I close my eyes and the flashback starts. I'm standing there on the balcony in summer air. See the lights, see the party, the ball gown, to see you make your way through the crowd and say hello. Little did I know that you were Romeo, you were throwing pebbles, and my daddy said, stay away from Juliet. And I was crying on the staircase, begging you, please don't go. And I said, Romeo, take me somewhere we can be alone. I'll be waiting. All that's left to do is run. You'll be the prince and I'll be the princess. It's a love story, baby, just say. So I sneak out to the garden to see you. We kept quiet 'cause we're dead if they knew. So close your eyes, escape this town for a little while. Oh, 'cause you were Romeo, I was a scarlet letter, and my daddy said, stay away from Juliet. But you were everything to me, and I was begging you, please don't go. And I said, Romeo, take me somewhere we can be alone. I'll be waiting. All that's left to do is run. You'll be the prince and I'll be the princess. It's a love story. Baby, just say yes. Romeo, save me. They're trying to tell me how to feel. This love is difficult, but it's so real. Don't be afraid. We'll make it out of this mess. It's a love story, baby, just say yes. I got tired of waiting, wondering if you were ever coming around. My faith in you was fading. When I met you on the outskirts of town, and I said, Romeo, take me, I've been feeling so alone. I keep waiting for you, but you never come. Is this in my head? I don't know what to think. He knelt to the ground and pulled out a ring and said, marry me, Juliet, you'll never have to be alone. I love you and that's all I really know. I talk to your dad, go pick out a white dress. It's a love story, baby, just say yes.
Tess Rabier. All right, we'll hear from Mr. Stacina.
All right. Hey, that was fantastic, Tess. So I don't know if you know this, but the reason why they thought it might be good for me to judge this, even though I'm not in the music business now, I played for about 25 years in a rock band. And so I know a little bit about that whole thing. But I had an experience sort of similar to how you started, where the band was playing, it was a Steve Winwood song, and they were playing da-na-na-na-na, ba-na-na-na-na, and I could not hear in my head the starting note. And so they played da-na-na-na-na, da-na-na-na for about 5 straight minutes. And then they finally just stopped, and we went on. And you got there very, very quickly. It only took a second. But one thing I could recommend to you is if you listen to it just right before you come out, so that you're in the mode of that song, in the key that you're going to play it in, it will make a huge difference. And it's really tough when you have different people playing in different keys and so on. Your brain kind of hops onto that key. So I think it's a real good idea to just help shift yourself into that, into where you're headed before you come out. But you did a fantastic job. It was super haunted to hear that song in a minor key, but you were also really good at making it sound really delicate. So great job. I was really impressed.
Thank you.
Tess, wow. First off, props for making the song your own. I love that. I love that you took it in a different direction, and that we recognize the piece, but it's completely different. And then halfway through the piece, you really latched onto what you're doing, and you really got into a groove. Does that feel about right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the nerve thing, the nerves are nerves, right? Like
Yes.
all musicians have nerves, and we just battle through them, and that's totally fine. And I know of a really amazing singer that used to throw up before going on stage, like every single time. I know, right? I don't know how he did it. But like literally. So nerves are part of it. Way to push through. Really proud of you. Great job.
Thank you.
Judges. All right, you got to kind of hear from the judges. Do you kind of already have a song in mind if you were to come back here next week?
I'm kind of leaning more towards Beautiful by Christina Aguilera.
All right.
Yeah.
What are, just reflecting on your performance here tonight, what the judges had to say, what's kind of your biggest takeaway?
That nerves are normal, and I need to get that in my head. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And listen to the song before, so I know the starting note. And yeah.
Tell you what, I've done this 6 times. I still get nervous coming out here and doing this. So everyone give it up for Tess Rabier. All right, let's welcome our next performer to the stage. It's Lucas Lee. All right, Lucas, obviously you're a lot taller than me. You play any basketball?
I am.
All right,
Yeah.
so we got a basketball player here. Now, Lucas, what do you think is more nerve-wracking? Because I know that you performed in choir and you sing, and this isn't your first time doing Erie Idol. So when you kind of think about it, would you rather have the nerves of performing Erie Idol or shooting a free throw with a game tied in the final minute?
Erie Idol. Like, I'm sorry.
All right, you're doing Best Friend by Rex Orange County. What kind of went into that song choice?
I heard it on TikTok and I thought it was really good, and I really like the message of the song because it's like having a best friend that you can possibly go farther with and yeah, have a good life with.
All right, great. Performing Best Friend by Rex Orange County, it's Lucas Lee.
I should have stayed at home, 'cause right now I see all these people that love me, but I still feel alone. Can't help but check my phone. I could have made you mine, but no, it wasn't meant to be. And see, I wasn't made for you and you weren't made for me, though it seems so easy. And that's because I wanna be your favorite boy. I wanna be the one that makes your day, the one you think about as you lie awake. And I can't wait to be your number one. I'll be your biggest fan and you'll be mine, but I still wanna break your heart and make you cry. But won't you wait? You know it's too late. I'm on my own stuff now, but let me tell you how it feels to be your so great. I feel great. Whoa, 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 whoa. You need to be yourself and love someone for loving you instead of someone really cool that makes your heart melt. Who knows what you've truly felt? You're still my favorite girl. You better trust me when I tell you there ain't no one else more beautiful in this big world. In this big world. You're gonna wanna be my best friend, baby. You're gonna wanna be my best friend. I said that. You're gonna wanna be my best friend, baby. You're gonna wanna be my best friend. Best friend. You're gonna wanna be my best friend, baby. You're gonna wanna be my best friend. Best friend. You're gonna wanna be my best friend, baby. You're gonna wanna be my best friend. I say that I'm happy. I say that I'm happy, but no, 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 no. I still wanna be your favorite boy. I wanna be the one that makes your day, the one you think about as you lie awake. And I can't wait to be your number one. I'll be your biggest fan and you'll be mine, but I still wanna break your heart and make you cry. You're gonna wanna be my best friend, baby. You're gonna wanna be my best friend. Best friend, best friend. I still wanna be your favorite boy. I wanna be the one. I might just be the one.
All right. right, great job, Lucas. Let's hear from Mr. Romig first.
Okay, that's gutsy. Did you play the note before you came on, or do you have perfect pitch? That's nuts. Starting a cappella and having you slide into it and being like, pretty good. That was pretty, like, I would not do that. Musically, that was just a really, really awesome performance. Vocally, you sound fantastic. The only thing I would say to add for next time, if you're coming back, you have this huge stage. You had a really fun song with a lot of highs and a lot of lows. It would be really nice if you could do more with the space. Still really awesome, still really fun. I think that's the one area where it asks for you to stretch. So like, go home and practice in front of the bathroom mirror. It'll be awesome. Great job.
Thank you.
I tell you what, if I was in high school with you, I would be so mad. Because I could sing, but I'd be so mad because there's a kid who can sing. He's a handsome, young, strapping young lad, athletic. It's like, leave something for the rest of us. No, you sounded great. And just to echo what Mr. Romig said, for those of you who, it probably just sounded like a great performance, but you had, in that song, there were 3 parts where you had a tiny little cue. In the first one, there was no cue at all, to just jump into the song and be where you needed to be, pitch-wise and rhythm-wise. And to be able to click in to that so quickly is really impressive. So that was the first thing I was going to say. The other thing I really liked, too, is that you constantly were making eye contact with the different people in the audience, and I think that goes a long way, because then everybody feels like at least part of the song was for them. So good job. I was really impressed, Lucas.
Thank you.
All right, Lucas, I heard you muttering up here before Mr. Romig even opened his mouth, kind of like an athlete, telling yourself what you thought you did wrong, and then he said exactly what you said, which was movement. What made you know that he was going to say that before he even said it?
I feel like I just stood here like really awkwardly and like not like that. That was a real understatement. I definitely just stood here really awkwardly.
Well, if you'd like, I'll paint basketball lines and you can run between them next time. If there is a next time, do you have any kind of plans for that, or?
Elvis Presley, If I Can Dream, and The Way You Look Tonight, Frank Sinatra.
All right. Well, good luck, Lucas. Give it up one more time for Lucas Lee. All right, let's welcome our next competitor. It's Brooke Peterson. All right, Brooke, so backstage, I can tell that you're really competitive, and you said you had a strategy for this. I've never heard a contestant in all my time say, I've got a strategy. So what's the strategy?
Okay, so Strat's game is that I'm going to save my best songs for last. So then, I give you a little bit better each time. So, guys, this isn't even the best. You want to vote for me so that you can hear the best. So keep that in mind. It gets better than this. It gets better.
You talk about being competitive. Your sister has won this competition. Does that get the competitive juices going a little bit of sibling rivalry?
Oh heck yeah, I'm gonna beat her. I wanted her to do it this year so I could beat her, but she didn't want to because she's obviously threatened. So yeah, I saw that I was the only freshman this year. And I think it's just because I did it with her that I was the only one that knew about it. So that gives me a head up on the game.
All right. And then this is an original song that you wrote. What was your muse for writing this song?
Okay. So I want to give a shout out to Taya Martinez and Charlotte Chudley because they helped me come up with the chorus for this at homecoming night. So it was a week before the tryouts and I was I don't have a song. And they're we'll write one. Again, always impulsive.
All right, performing her own original song, Not Enough for You, it's Brooke Peterson.
I told you from the start, you'll have to work hard for my heart. Cut fingers from the broken glass. A slip up, a mistake that might last. Pictures of sunsets in my drawer, from when we used to want more. Stuck in the dark and we're falling apart. It seems to me you don't want my heart. Is it not enough for you to have my heart? Is it not enough for you to play your part? Is it not enough for you to know that I am yours? Is it too hard for you to love something broken? Too hard for you to just be open? Too hard for you to have a heart? Too hard to be enough. I just wanted you there. You just can't help, oh, but stare. You wanted too much, but you can't care enough. I just wanted, oh, someone to love. Is it not enough for you to have my heart? Is it not enough for you to play your part? Is it not enough for you to know that I am yours? Is it too hard for you to love something broken? Too hard for you to just be open? Too hard for you to have a heart? Too hard to be enough? Is it not enough for me to just be lonely? Not enough for you to be my only? Not enough for you to know that I am yours? Is it too hard for you to love something broken? Too hard for you to just be open? Too hard for you to love me back? Too hard to be enough. Too hard to be enough.
Give it up for Brooke Peterson. All right, let's hear from Mr. Cecina.
All right, so this is the classic thing is, do you do an original that nobody's ever heard of and then risk having a song that people don't know and so you don't get that buy-in? Or does it show that you have that kind of talent as a songwriter? In this case, I think you nailed it. It's a great song. So great. That was a great choice. There's a thing that you do with your voice that I really like. It's kind of Cranberries-esque. Do you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, I know. That thing. And you just did it like a couple of times, but in the same place each time, and you didn't overdo it, which is what the Cranberries do. So it's just enough to catch my ear and make me go, oh, that's awesome. And then, you've got the Peterson family pipes. So it was really cool to hear you belt that out, but it was also really came across as very personal. It felt like we were listening to your heart. So thank you for that.
I was going to say Sarah McLachlan, but yeah, that's what I heard. I was like, man, you sound like Sarah McLachlan, but you. No, so not the same, but
who that is.
You have no idea who that is.
He's
old. Speak for yourself, man. I loved your hook. Like, you wrote a really lovely hook. You performed it really well. I love that you had the variation. A lot of young singer-songwriters, especially when they get on the piano, will just repeat the same kind of motif over and over and over, and you had some variance in what you wrote in the piano, which I really liked. Great job.
Thank you.
All right, Brooke. Did you beat your sister?
I think so. I don't know.
What's your biggest takeaway from the judges here?
That my singing's good, hopefully. I mean, that they like certain aspects of my voice, so I guess I should research who the Cranberries are and see, like, keep doing that.
If you don't know who Sarah McLachlan is, think of all the sad puppies and needing to donate to them. In the arms of an angel. that song.
Oh, I'll take that as a compliment.
Give it up one more time for Brooke Peterson. All right, let's welcome our next contestant, Angie Torres. All right, Angie, welcome back to the Erie Idol stage. You have a little bit of experience. Last year, a little bit different, but do you think that last year kind of helps you coming into this year?
Not really, because I didn't have people in front of me, but now I do, so I don't know if that makes it better or worse, but it's definitely something.
We were talking backstage, and I said, "Oh, Taylor Swift," and you're like, "Yeah, I don't really like Taylor Swift."
Okay, let me correct you there. It's not that I don't like Taylor Swift. That's just I'm not a crazy super fan, but I like some of her songs. So.
And clearly, you like this one.
Yeah, clearly, yeah.
Was there a particular reason you chose this, or just?
Well, I was trying to figure out what to sing on Friday, and I was watching TikToks, and I found it on TikTok, and I decided to sing it. So that's what happened.
All right, I think we're hearing a theme here that TikTok is a big inspiration for our music listening. So, performing "Wildest Dreams" by Taylor Swift, it's Angie Torres.
He said, let's get out of this town, drive out of the city, away from the crowd. I thought heaven can't help me now, nothing lasts forever. But this is getting good now. He's so tall and handsome as hell. He's so bad, but he does it so well. I can see the end as it begins. My last condition is, say you'll remember me, standing in a nice dress, staring at the sunset, babe, red lips and rosy cheeks. Say you'll see me again, even if it's just in your wildest dreams. Wildest dreams. I said no one has to know what we do. His hands are in my hair, his clothes are in my room, and his voice is a familiar sound. Nothing lasts forever, but this is gonna take me down. He's so tall and handsome as hell. He's so bad, but he does it so well. I can see the end as it begins. My last request it is, say you'll remember me, standing in a nice dress, staring at the sunset, babe, red lips and rosy cheeks. Say you'll see me again, even if it's just in your wildest dreams. In your wildest dreams. You'll see me in hindsight, tangled up with you all night, burning it down. Someday when you leave me, I'll bet these memories follow you around. You'll see me in hindsight, tangled up with you all night, burning it down. Someday when you leave me, I'll bet these memories follow you around. nice dress, staring at the sunset, babe. Red lips and rosy cheeks. Say you'll see me again, even if it's just pretend. Say you'll remember me, staring at the sunset, baby. Red lips and rosy cheeks. Say you'll see me again, even if it's just saying yeah.
All right, let's hear from our judges, starting with Mr. Romig.
Nice job. Wow. Especially because the tech is like super not cool. So for those of if they're sitting further back, it doesn't affect us up here as much because we can hear you, right? But first off, I just want to give you props. It is really hard to sing with a track when it plays like 30 feet over there, and you're here and you're trying to make sure that you're synced up, and you navigated that so well. That is really, unless people have done it before, they don't understand, like, unless it's really hard to hear and you have to go off of your memory really extensively. So fantastic job. I forgot to write stuff down at first because I didn't want to. I was just really, really mesmerized with what you were doing vocally. You really understand your voice, don't you? It's like a little tiny master class on how to like navigate low chest voice up to a mix and then flip up to head whenever you want. You're just gonna like mix your colors in and have a little bit of fun. You have awesome, so also master class into how to have stage presence and not have to walk around. Like that's phenomenal. Like we were all watching you and you're not going anywhere. You're just standing there. It's phenomenal. My one thing is when you get down to your low notes, you can let them sit just a little bit, or just like you can, you don't always have to sustain them. Do you know what I mean? You can like drop them and then they'll be there. There's the one note that I heard that was like, that's it. Phenomenal. Great job.
Okay, so yeah, just for those of you who don't know, our system here is on the verge of being repaired. And so, and unfortunately, and I think sometimes Bella back there ends up taking the abuse for it, but there's just a problem with this speaker. It comes and goes, and so we apologize for that, and it's too bad that has to happen sometimes. You dealt with it really well. That song was the notes in that song, what Taylor Swift sings, is written around where her voice switches to falsetto. And so for you to follow her lines means you had to switch your falsetto there, even if that's not where you would switch. And so, and then I noticed that you didn't have to. Sometimes you just powered through in your regular voice instead of going to falsetto. That is a really strong voice. And the one thing that I will say, I wrote down a bunch of stuff. I love how you supported those low notes at the beginning. You could tell you got your posture in a certain place where you knew you could hit those and support them. Taylor Swift can't do that. She just has to sing really quiet, right? And you were doing it at volume that low. So, and then the other thing that, I love the vibrato at the end. Like, that's a really characteristic part of your voice that I've heard, in the musical and some of the other stuff I've heard you do. Bring that out more, because it's unique for a high schooler to have such a pretty vibrato.
Awesome.
That's all I got.
Thank you, judges. They threw a lot at you. What's kind of your biggest takeaway?
I guess my biggest takeaway is to just kind of keep working on supporting my low, and then just let my more natural style and vibrato come out more instead of just trying to emulate what the original artist did.
Now, you've been on this stage a lot, whether it's musical theater or choir, now Erie Idol. Is there one that you kind of feel is more like your home up here?
My biggest thing has always been musical theater, because I've been doing it since I was a pretty little kid. So my principal style is mostly musical theater, but I do like doing pop every so often. I don't get to do it very often. It's just nice to be able to switch into that more modern style every so often.
All right, well, great job and good luck. Give it up one more time for Angie Torres. All right, let's welcome our next performer to the stage. It's Tia Tempero. All right, welcome to the stage. First of all, you got the guitar around you. When did the guitar start? What kind of got you into that?
My dad plays guitar, so I've always really been interested in it. I started learning to play when I was about 12 years old, and I've just been going nonstop ever since then.
Now, you're really into songwriting, and you're going to be performing an original song tonight. Kind of take us into that, the inspiration behind that, and just kind of what's everything we need to know about you and your songwriting prowess.
So I started writing songs about the same time I started playing guitar, when I was about 12 years old. I just love having a way to get all my feelings out, all my emotions out. It's a really good place to kind of spill everything so it doesn't overflow in my brain. And I love being able to create things that people can relate to, hopefully. So it's something that I'm really passionate about, and I just love doing it.
All right. Performing Exist to You, an original. It's Tia Tempero.
Guess that I was just too harsh for you to handle, so you cut me out. Boy, wasn't that easy. Looks like you're doing fine without me. It don't surprise me, you were always good and never acting weak. There's so much I wanna say to you, but I know I can't, 'cause no matter how hard I try, you'll never understand. How many times I tried to figure out just where did I go wrong, and how I could have tried harder, and how many nights I dreamed about how we could finally work it out, but you were drifting farther. You never went through any of that, no, you were fine. So if I don't exist to you, well, I'm okay with that this time. Now you talk to my best friend like it's not weird for you, like you don't care at all. You don't see me in the corner trying not to break down crying up against the wall. It's hard to see that it didn't affect you, I guess. Unlike you, I had something to lose. How many times I tried to figure out just where did I go wrong, and how I could have tried harder. And how many nights I dreamed about how we could finally work it out. Well, you were drifting farther. You never went through any of that, no, you were fine. So if I don't exist to you, well, I'm okay with that this time.
wish you missed me too. Just helped me realize I hate to admit it, but I hope you're happy, and I'm glad I can say that I finally understand. How many times you tried to tell me who I could and couldn't like, just to keep you happy, and how I was so dependent on you that I didn't see the signs that this wasn't healthy. I know you went through a lot too, and I'm glad you're fine, but if I don't exist to you, well, I'm okay with that this time.
Tia Tempero. All right, let's hear from our judges. We'll start with Mr. Cecina.
Okay, so Tia, that was hard for me because I was wrapped up in your songwriting a lot. That's a really nicely written song. It was really complex. It wasn't just 4 chords over and over and over. You took different routes through it, and then you had a substantial bridge, and that stuff you just don't hear teenagers write all the time. The one suggestion, and this is totally not about your singing, but one thing I would suggest is if you ever went into a studio and started recording, a producer would say, now sing that same thing, but do like just some other versions of the same melody, but different notes. And so you record those, and then you drop some of those in here and there, and then you start to hear kind of other takes on that. And what that'll allow you to do is build sort of a trajectory through the song so that your first chorus has the same sound as your last chorus, but you're singing kind of different notes, so it takes you somewhere. So, man, I would love to hear you go through that process and where that song could go from there. It's amazing. And I guess probably a testimony to your singing is that I wasn't thinking about your singing. I was thinking about the song, like as a whole. So you did a wonderful job. Very impressive.
Thank you.
Yeah, seriously, give it up for you. That was amazing. That was really lovely. And I actually was struggling with what Paul was doing as well. Not so much the song structure itself, but just how you were navigating it so beautifully. And it was so mature, and it was so well crafted and just really well put together. So like the only note I wrote down was literally like, please make sure you record that. That was phenomenal. Great job.
Thank you.
Maybe we'll splice that up on the ETN and drop it as your first single. What do you think about that? You kind of mentioned backstage that you kind of have an inspiration in terms of writing music. Where does that kind of come from?
So this is the most cliche thing you will ever hear in your life, but I am a huge fan of Taylor Swift. If you couldn't tell, I mean. But I absolutely love her song. She's a really, really talented songwriter, and I want to be like that, and I want to write songs that are complex and make people feel something and make people relate to them. And I've always loved that about songwriting, and I've loved that about her songs, so I want to do the same thing.
And if you were to come back next time, what's kind of the biggest takeaway that you're taking with you into that next performance from what the judges had to say?
I think my biggest takeaway would be just tweaking my song a little bit, trying to find out where I can make it go different places and where I can make it better, just make it more complex, make it just better.
Great. Give it up one more time for Tia Tempero. All right, we have 3 contestants left. Let's welcome to the stage Allie Toothaker. All right, Allie, doing a little bit of an oldie. What kind of inspired you in your song choice here?
I don't know. I really love Etta James. I love her voice. She really knows how to tell a story with her voice, and I just love the whole tone of the whole song. I think it's great.
I know kind of on the day of performing or backstage, you have a little bit of a ritual. Why don't you walk us through that?
My grandma's going to be so mad at me. Before I go on stage, I burp, so I don't do it during a song. That's pretty much it.
That's awesome. All right, singing At Last by Etta James. It's Allie Toothaker. Toothaker. And Allie, right over here. All right, let's hear from Mr. Romig.
That's fantastic.
Thank you.
It was really great. Vocally, you are in it when you are singing. The only things that I would suggest to you is before you start singing and after you start singing are still part of the song. You be in character at the first note and be in character all the way till it's all the way done. But vocally, that was fantastic. Wonderful job. Really enjoyed it.
So much.
That was a ridiculous amount of soul. Like, and it's such a weird thing. I don't know how you describe that. Like, but that's just a lot of soul. Like, your heart has been somewhere. It just is. That was amazing. My hair on my arms is all standing up, and I don't know. That was really impressive. I love also your breath control, and you mix up your vibrato between breath control and note control. I don't know what that's called. We didn't, in the band, we didn't have words for that.
You have words for that?
No. But it just really incredibly well executed. But like I said, the notes and the rhythm and all that is one thing, but to just hear your soul like that is, yep, awesome.
Thank you so much.
Well, you heard some good feedback from the judges. If you were to come back next week, should we expect kind of a similar genre of song, or?
I would say yes, but hey, you never know. I don't want to spoil anything. You never know.
You kind of gave us Aaliyah Brand vibes, for those of you that might remember her. What was your biggest takeaway from what the judges had to say?
I just gotta be, from beginning to end of song, just stay in character, stay in the moment.
All right, give it up one more time. Allie Toothbaker. And our penultimate contestant tonight, welcome to the stage, Avery Peckney. All right, Avery, I kind of ask every person that comes out with a guitar the same question. What kind of got you into playing the guitar and even writing songs with it?
All right, so I think when I originally got my first guitar I was at a babysitting job, and my mom and dad was like, Avery, there's this guitar here, and it's going for really cheap. And I was like, well, how much is it? And they're like, it's only $100. But me babysitting, I'm like, it's $100. Like, that's a lot of money for a freshman. So I ended up buying it, and best decision I ever made. I took Guitar 1, and ever since then, I played every single day. And during Rona, I played all the time.
You're performing an original piece tonight. What's kind of inspiration behind that?
Originally, I was going through a difficult time, and I wrote the song 8 months ago, maybe, and I stopped writing it. And it's pretty dramatic in how, like, you could see the chorus progression and how my song progresses throughout the piece. But I really like it, and it's just inspiring to others.
All right, performing an original called Free, it's Avery Peckney.
Looks like I'm overthinking. Same thoughts, they run in my head over and over. Every day they replay. There's no escape. I try to run away, but it doesn't go away. I'm in a cage and there's one key. It's such a shame you took it when you left me. The ghost of you, it still surrounds me in endless torment. Feels like I'm drowning. Why can't you set me free? But you're still here, haunting my memory. A dagger through my heart, you see. But I still can't feel a thing. Trying to pick up all the pieces from my heart. Each day gets a little easier. I look past all of the hurtful words. I know we're over, but it's so hard when he's got her wrapped in his arms. I know that it's getting better, but it feels like it took forever. But time keeps moving day by day. The feelings fade and then they go away. Time does not erase. I got no regrets, but I've learned along the way.
difference is how I know that I moved on. 'Cause pain is only temporary and change is a part of life. And people come and go all the time. So I've been set free. It wasn't him who kept me. I know I'm better off without. I have no fear and I have no doubt. 'Cause my story isn't written just yet.
Avery Peckney. All right, we'll start our judges' feedback with Mr. Stacina.
Avery, it is great to hear your big voice. You have a very big voice, and I remember you came out and sang the national anthem the other night for a sporting event, and something that I saw then that I saw again tonight is you have a really good understanding of mic technique, and because you know how far and what angle to approach the mic to get a certain sound. And that's something a lot of young people don't have because it just comes with experience. So great job with that. Let's see, what else was there? I was going to write something else down. I don't remember what it was, but it was a wonderful performance. I really, really like your voice.
Thank you so much.
Fantastic. That was really, really great. And I'd say vocally, it is just spectacular. It's really wonderful. The one suggestion I'd make in songwriting, there's something called text painting. And so what it means is you did this in a section where you talked about it echoing, or I don't remember what the lyrics were, but you kind of got quieter and you it sounded like what you were describing. And I would say bring that more into your pieces. There was a lyric that talked about drowning and it was going up. Like maybe think about taking that melody a different direction. Just a thought. Fantastic songwriting. Great job. You sound amazing. Way to go.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Avery, all right. See you later. Avery Peckney, everybody. All right, let's welcome our final contestant of the night to the stage. It's Caroline Chudley. All right, Caroline, you've been waiting backstage this whole time. You're the last to go. What do you do that whole time?
Basically, sit there and try not to pass out or throw up, or basically just not die before you go on.
Me too. You wrote your own piece here. We've seen several Erie kids write their own piece tonight. I mean, what the heck are they teaching here at this school? That's amazing.
I would just say there's so many experiences that people have, and the creative people in this school is insane. And so just like it's just insane. I don't get how so many people come up with stuff.
Well, you talked about songwriting and other people, but how did you come up with this song? What was your inspiration behind it?
I don't know. I would say the title of my song is Change, and I guess it was sort of just like I'm growing up, and I'm like, things are like, as you're growing up, years are passing by faster, so it's like, when did all of this happen? Like, look back on yourself, and like, I want to tell you all the things that's going to happen, stuff like that.
Wait till you're real old. Performing an original piece called Change, it's Caroline Chudley.
To see your life fade away, knowing you won't be the same. Try to fight for it back, but that's only making an attack. They say this always happens when I mess up, making me feel like I should give up. Waiting for my message to send, that I'm just waiting for this to end. Why isn't anything working? When will I stop hurting? I'm numb to the bone, fell through a tunnel without even knowing. Try my hardest not to drown, but it's hard to see the shore while being this deep down. Why can't time turn back? I wanna give my old self a map, turn back and go a different way. 'Cause you don't want your life to change, to change. There's no more hope, nothing showing how to cope, been working for a while. So when will I be able to smile, waiting for my message to send, that I'm just waiting for this to end. When will this be tamed? Will I ever be the same? I'm numb to the bone, fell through a tunnel without even knowing. Try my hardest not to drown, but it's hard to see the shore while being this deep down. Why can't time turn back? I wanna give my old self a map, turn back and go a different way. 'Cause you don't want your life to change. 'Cause I know all the bad things that happen. While you're happy, be prepared to fasten for the awful things coming your way. I know it's hard to hear, but I had to say. I'm numb to the bone, fell through a tunnel without even knowing. Try my hardest not to drown, but it's hard to see the shore while being this deep down. Why can't time turn back? I wanna give my old self a map, turn back and go a different way. 'Cause you don't want your life to change, to change.
Caroline Chudley, everybody. All right. Let's hear from Mr. Romig.
Caroline, I really enjoyed that. That was really fun. I love your chorus.
Thanks.
If I could make one suggestion about it, see if you could add a couple more jazz 7 and 9 chords to it, and just to take it just a little bit more, because you start going this direction where it's like, ooh, and if you could take it one step further, I think it would add something even more to it. But it's a really, really fun song. It has a lot going for it, and I love that section of it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I really like that. It's a very visual song. Like I was sort of taken away to a little place while you were playing. The one suggestion I would probably give you is, particularly because it's an original song, we don't know it. So when you get to that chorus part, there are a lot of words in there, right? Yeah. And so every single one of those syllables is as important as the next. So it'd be worth it for you to just record yourself a few times and figure out ways that you can tweak the diction so that it's really clear what you're saying through there. Because I'd hate to hear you have to change the lyrics from what you wanted in order to get that, but it would sure be nice to have every single one of those hit.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. If you were to come back next time, are you thinking another original or a cover next time, or is that hasn't even crossed your mind yet?
I would probably do a cover just because variety. And I know a lot of people just do originals, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Like, just for me, I would like to showcase different things because I feel like some of my original pieces are too similar to each other, so I'd probably do a cover.
And kind of your biggest takeaway from the judges here tonight?
I would say diction. I have heard that a lot, and I do sort of just like mush things together, so I'm definitely taking that.
All right, give it up one more time for Caroline Chudley. All right, before we welcome all our contestants back out so you can see their faces, be reminded who they are, and you can make your votes, we have a couple thank yous. First of all, give a huge round of applause for our judges, Mr. Paul Stacina and Mr. Matt Romig. And how about a huge round of applause? She never gets the praise she deserves. Bella up in the sound booth. All right. I'm going to explain how this voting works, okay? You are going to vote for your top 5 and only your top 5. You may vote for a person one time. Any forms with negative or obscene comments will not be counted, and the winners will be announced tomorrow. If you are watching this virtually at home, on the Erie Tiger Network, on pay-per-view, underneath the video on the webpage, there's a Google form that you can fill out and vote that way. So to help you remember who you want to vote for your top 5, let's welcome all our contestants out in the order they performed. First, we had Grace Roberry. Then Greg Kovac. Followed by Tass Rabia. And we had Lucas Lee. After Lucas Lee, it was Brooke Peterson.
This has got to be the worst remix I've ever heard.
And Angie Torres. Tia Tempero. And Allie Toothaker. Avery Peckney. And Caroline Chudley.
I think you just killed my favorite song of all time.
By the way, one announcement I forgot to give about the votes. You can insert a political joke here. I won't do it. You can buy votes. You can buy votes, people. You can buy extra votes at the booth behind. They are $5 for any extra voting slip. So be sure to do that. After all, this is a choir fundraiser. And let's give it up one more time for all 10 of our contestants. Thank you for joining us. We'll announce our winners tomorrow during announcements. Have a great rest of your night, everybody.